Hi everyone, this is Test for Music Takeover, and today I was able to interview Mike from the Illegals. Today was a pretty special day for me considering this was my first ever interview I was able to do. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I did being able to interview him.
Thank you for taking the time to do an interview with me.
Oh, no problem at all. Thank you as well.
Well, we'll just jump right into it. The band just recently released Choosing Mental Illness as a Virtue. I wanted to ask you, how was the writing process for you? Because I know that was your first album writing with the guys, and I was just curious to see how it was.
That's a good question. Coming into it, I like say the first weekend when I jammed out with the guys, I came in thinking it was going to be almost like an audition. I thought it was going to be something like that. So I had learned that whole first album, and when I got there, Philip was ready to start working on the new album. So that first weekend I was there, I ended up learning like 5 songs of the 10 songs on the CD, and they were like rough drafts, but they were pretty well placed together. And then the second half of the writing process, the other 5 songs, that was definitely a more organic feel in the writing process wise, and everybody got to put like their own little touch and bring their ideas and riffs, and Philip would just go and he would go over each riff, and he would make it his riff at the way he can make it the best. And but it was so much fun. It was new to me, being the new guy. I didn't know kind of what to expect, but it was definitely a lot of fun, and it was definitely organic, being the second half of the CD, and everybody got a ride, and it was a really good process, and the recording was, he made it very comfortable for everybody to do their thing, and he let everybody just go in and knock out their parts, and it was very a good learning process for me, and being my first album with Philip and the guys.
That's super awesome. Did you guys have any like memorable moments from like when you're recording?
Oh, let's see, memorable moments. For me personally, I remember like just from the recording. Let's see, the one I was gonna say was just like my first time jamming. My little moment was that I remember for sure was just being so nervous, having my guitar and then being inside, Nosferatu's lair, the infamous lair that so much music is coming out of. I was standing there with my guitar in my hand for the very first time. And I remember looking over at Steven and just telling him, how nervous I was, and, that I did, I just, and I remember him just looking over and then telling me, he's like, just play your best, Mike. He's like, it's all you can pretty much do. And then I remember Philip walking in, and just me being just nervousness going through through the roof, because he's jammed with so many, amazing musicians and, before me. So, but once, we hit our first note, it seemed like all that went right out the window, and, it was just jam time from there. So that was definitely a very big moment for me. But the recording process, one thing I could say about that was, when I was recording, or when we were recording the album, all of Superjoint was hanging out as well. So I remember like just being pretty nervous because, I was standing there recording my guitar tracks, and like I would turn around and like it was all of Superjoint hanging out. Jimmy and Kevin and Philip and everybody was just there. So it was really cool, and it was real family like. Everybody was hanging, but it was just a cool moment, just being a metalhead from Texas and being such a big fan of these guys, and then so surreal to be standing there recording an album with Philip and him being 2 feet from me, and then looking behind me and it's so many cool cats. It was just a really cool moment. I would say for sure during the recording process.
That's super awesome. I also wanted to ask you, like, what was it like whenever you received that email from, like, Phil to, like, join the band? That must have been, like, a mind-blowing moment, especially being involved in, like, music for so long. Like, that must have felt like such a huge break.
It honestly, you couldn't have come at a better time. I was in a band previously, before I joined these guys, and it's kind of how I got the gig. We were overseas. One day my band broke up, and then I remember like 2 weeks after the band that I was in, went our separate ways. I was in a really bad place, just really bummed that, I just put a lot into this band and, we weren't together. So I was just in a really just down and out. And then I remember I got the email from Philip and I was sitting at my job, it's 10 a.m. on a Wednesday. I'll never forget. And, it was a really, really long email and it just pretty much just said, everything happens for a reason. And a week after that, it was like I got the call to go to jam, there at his house and just being, 8 hours of just by myself in my truck, just so nervous. And, it's just been so much fun. He's such a good guy and so outgoing, but, just coming into everything, it's just been a really great experience and everything.
It's always good to definitely have like something to like look forward to, like especially like having like a day job and then like being able to like do something you like actually like love. I was also wondering, correct me if I'm wrong, but the upcoming tour, is this your first tour with them, if I'm right?
Yes, ma'am. This would be my first tour with the Illegals. It would be my first show with the guys. This next Thursday is our first show of the tour, and we've all been talking about it. Like even for the bass player, this will be, since he's a newer cat as well. This will all be all of our first time playing live together as a group. Starting next week, we haven't played. The band hasn't done a show since in 5 years. So it's been 5 full years since the Illegals have had any shows at all. So it's definitely everybody's ready, and everybody's head is definitely in it. And yeah, it'll definitely be my first time playing with the guys, and I can't tell you how excited I am for it. Just like I said, just being a Texas metalhead growing up here, it's just I'm so ready to get out there and ready, just ready to rock it as hard as I can every night with the Illegals. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Is there any specific city that you're looking forward to the most?
Out of all the tour, I would think that the two cities that I'm really looking forward to playing are Brooklyn, New York. Because we're playing the awesome St. Vitus bar. I would say also for sure, I guess a few cities. I'm looking forward to the first day of the tour in New Orleans. It's going to be great to play with Philip in his hometown of New Orleans. It's very special, to start it off there. For me, the next night of the tour in San Antonio, it's kind of closer to home for me personally. I'll have, a lot of my family there and stuff, friends there. So that, I'm looking forward to that. But like on the road, I'm definitely stoked for Brooklyn. And then we're playing in Pontiac, Michigan as well at the Berserker Fest with a bunch of awesome bands. So I'm definitely looking forward to Pontiac, and I'm looking forward to the Brooklyn shows.
Sounds super duper awesome. Being involved with the death metal, like the scene where you're from, like what are your favorite memories?
Oh man, so many of them. Just coming from playing the small, 2 or 3 people shows to, playing, 30 to 40 people to playing to a few hundred. Just here in the Texas scene, I just been doing it, for such a good little while now that just so many good memories, so many friends, so many shows, so many festivals, and and just playing here, just having fun with my friends playing, and our death metal band is just we have so many fun moments and memories, and now that it's definitely on a bigger scale, it's I'm ready to go out there and make some more moments and some more memories with these guys. We're all like it's going to be awesome, but moments and memories, definitely for the last 15 to 20 years, there's just so many good times, so many good shows and parties and everything for sure.
Being active in like the music scene for over, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you've been active for like the last 15 years. There has to be like one artist that you would just absolutely like love to collab with.
Man, that's a pretty easy one for me. If I could jam or collaborate with anybody, especially in like metal or death metal, I would like to jam with a few guys. I would say for sure Shane Embry from Napalm Death, Nick Barker from Nile, Gimme Burger, a bunch of amazing drummer from a lot of bands. Trey as a guy from Morbid Angel would be awesome to collaborate with. And then I think the other guy would probably be, Rob Vigna, the guitar player from Immolation, had such a huge impact on me for so many years as well. I steal everything almost from that guy. He's such a big impact on me. So for sure, Shane, Nick, Rob Vigna, and Trey from Morbid Angel. If I could collaborate with any one of those four guys, it'd be pretty awesome. I'm sure we could make some killer metal. So it'd be cool.
Are there any bands outside of metal you love to listen to?
Oh man, I'm such a fanatic for music. Oh, I just recently went and saw not that long ago, about a year ago, Depeche Mode. I'm a gigantic Depeche Mode fan. Man, so many bands. Let's see. I was Paul McCartney, love the Beatles, just so much music. I try to attend, shows all the time. I know, the band Toto from the 80s was in town last week and I didn't catch it, but that's just another good band, just to throw out there that, I like to listen to. I listen to a lot of just all sorts of music. Definitely in the metal, but in any genre, I can pretty much I have some favorites out of all sorts of music.
Do you have any advice for upcoming musicians?
Man, advice for upcoming musicians, I would say to keep your head in the game, guys, and gals, persevere and stay active. Don't give up your dreams. If you want to play music, you can do it. You just got to get out there and do it. There's definitely you can definitely go out and chase your and live your dreams. Record the music. It's pretty accessible nowadays. I would just tell these kids, if they're really in it, that to do it. Don't to not give up their dreams and just, if you really want to do it, you can get out there and do it. You just got to put your heart into it and your mind into it, and it could happen. If you want to get up on that stage and jam, grab a guitar, get your head in it and, focus and, you can pretty much do it, anything you want to do. But definitely for musicians, you want to go out and jam, get a guitar and practice and you can do it, you can do it. Just definitely, persevere, and keep your mind on it and it'll all come together for you.
And then lastly, what's next for Film the Illegals after you guys are done touring?
Well, we have a very busy tour schedule lining up right now. We have we just announced, our first run for the return of the Illegals coming up all of September, but we definitely have a lot more lining up, around the world here in the next, I would say the next, definitely 6 to 8 to 12 months. We're going to be very busy trying to hit as many places as we can to support this new album. And then during all that, I would definitely think we're going to, be working and writing on some new Illegals. We already have a few demo tracks, ready on the back burner there, at any time to start working on towards some new stuff. So I would think, for Philip at least, he has a few other projects that he will be, working on. But for the Illegals as a whole, we're definitely just getting started for touring. And then after tour, I would say we would, get back into the jam room and try to knock out some new tunes, even if it's totally different from this last album. If, whatever Philip would want to do, he has us guys to back him up 100%. So, after touring, I would think we'd probably get back to some writing and, gearing up for some more new music. But we're just getting started on touring. So me personally, I'm ready to get out there and just start jamming. I'm ready to play the first album. I'm ready to play the new album, and then anything else Philip would like to do. We're all pretty much ready to go.
I'm definitely excited to see you guys on tour. I believe you guys are coming to Harrison, Ohio, if I'm correct, which is super exciting to just be able to experience. So that'll definitely be something to look forward to. I'd like to thank you once again for letting me interview you, and I can't wait for the tours. That's going to be super exciting.
Awesome. We'll definitely see you in Ohio. I'll be working merch for the tour as well. So if you see me at the merch table, come over, say hello, and look forward to meeting everybody, and look forward to jamming for everybody. So as well, thank you for your time as well, and we'll definitely see you soon.
Thank you.
All right. You have a good one. Take it easy.